All right, let's start out with the good thing. Soul Leveling, we can all agree, was pretty good. It was actually a really good anime. I think collectively, all together as an anime society, we can all agree Soul Leveling was good. It started off strong. It was in the middle. It was still strong, and towards the end, it was even stronger. Soul Leveling was a great anime altogether. You really can't argue it. The story of spoilers. Sorry. Spoilers. Massive spoilers ahead. I'm going to basically be recapping my thoughts of Soul Leveling and everything I thought about it, everything I liked, everything I didn't like, things I thought that they could have did better for the community, and everything like that. So spoilers. If you haven't seen it, you haven't watched any of it, go watch it. Very, very good anime. I'm going to be talking from the very beginning to the very end of what we have up to the end of season 2. And a little bit of season 3 that I've looked at but can't confirm. It's all just kind of speculation. But yeah, you've been warned. So hate it for you. Sorry. But Soul Leveling was a really good anime. I very much liked it. Jin Woo starting out as a weak man, sacrificed his life, and then just cussed everything out to get a reawakening and to be put into the system. They call it the system. I'm not very, I haven't read the manga. I'm going off strictly the anime and what I know of the anime, of what I've seen. I don't read. I'm not a big reader. And I'm just going off the anime of what I watched. There could be a lot more in the manga I don't know about. I haven't read any of it. But Jinwoo having his reawakening, or the system keeping him alive or reawakening him, is awesome. It's definitely a new twist on something I haven't seen before in my personal experience. I loved everything about it. That the fact that you are a game character, you can level up, you have an item bag, you have an online market. There's secret dungeons you can go in to level up. There's secret bosses that no one else can fight but you. These are strictly for you, to Jinwoo, for Jinwoo himself to fight, and everything like that. And I loved every fight. Every fight was amazing. The Icarus fight was basically the first like big one. Oh my god. The Icarus fight is still my favorite. To top tier as of right now from every fight I've watched. Boru is the second close, but I think Icarus is probably the most intense. And it makes sense. Icarus is like his main guy. You do have Iron and Tusk and Boru, but Icarus is like his main man. Like it's who he calls on first for most things. But I did like it. I think all the fight scenes were great. I think everything was fine. The only thing I didn't like is when Jinwoo was getting too strong or too powerful. The fights didn't hit you the same. And I understand Jinwoo's an OP character. We know he's not going to die. We know that he's going to survive, and we know he can kick ass. But I didn't like the 100th floor demon or dungeon, when he was in the dungeon for the 100th floor and he went all the way to the very, very top to get the elixir of life for his mother. The last one on the 100th floor. It was a good fight. It was a great fight, but it just didn't feel intense enough. And I think that's because it didn't last long enough. I understand it costs a lot of money to make these. I understand that they don't have all the time in the world to make an episode an hour long for every single fight. I understand that. But some of the fights just didn't feel intense enough, if that makes sense to any of you. I felt like they could have been more intense. I felt like it could have just had a little bit more of a struggle, because Jinwoo he struggled, but he didn't struggle like the very beginning. When with Icarus, he struggled. You didn't know what was going to happen with Icarus, if he was going to beat him. We didn't know he was going to become a necromancer and be able to take over shadows and everything. So it became this big thing of like, okay, every fight's going to be a different one. But when it got to the 100th floor dungeon, it was a little sad, honestly, that it wasn't a better fight. And then we get to Tusk. With the Winter Elf, it was amazing. The Winter Elf was a struggle. Towards the end, he got a little cocky, but he still struggled. He still had to fight and to think and, combat it and everything. But then you get to Tusk. Tusk was a walk in the park. Tusk was a literal walk in the park for this man. Jinwoo didn't even struggle. Jinwoo didn't even break a sweat. He didn't even have to think. He just swung. And then he brought Tusk warriors up by rising them. Arise. By rising them, and then they helped him. And they whooped his ass. Jinwoo didn't even whoop his ass. His own fucking people did it. Granted, disrespectful. I get it. The guild master of that guild got his ass whooped. And Jinwoo said, listen, You care if I fuck these guys up? And he said, please make them all suffer. So the cockiness and sassiness makes sense, to be a little sassy, a little cocky with it. But it was still good. I don't want people to think that I'm dogging on it. I just feel like the Tusk fight alone could have been a little more of a struggle. And there could have just been a little more to it. Granted, I have not read the manga. So from what I've seen, I feel like it could have been a little more intense. Because it was just a walk in the park. The other fights after that, you know, you got the Winter Elves. That was a struggle. That was a fight. And then you have a couple fights after that. But then you get to Buru. Buru honestly was good. I don't have many complaints when it comes to Buru. Because it was good. Now, granted, at the end, of course, the system let him win. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the system gave Jinwoo the last thing he needed right before he died to get what he needed and kill Baru. I get it. And that's awesome. But I did like that he fought more. Really, the 100th floor demon and Tusk are the only two fights I didn't like. I just think they didn't last long enough. Very impactful, the 100th floor demon. Very impactful. When he gave that uppercut from God, like he got rejected from a proposal, it was great. I loved it. Tusk, I don't like Tusk. I did not like the Tusk fight. I don't care. It was still good. It was cool. It was flashy. Did not like it. I honestly don't really have an opinion on it as far as like a good one. Because I feel like it should have went a lot more intense. Tusk is a strong dude. Tusk is the most strongest mage in his arsenal. The dude can knock out a town with a blast. Granted, yes, because he's holding the ball. But even before that, Tusk was a bitch. He was a beast. And there was no struggle. There was no intensity. Now, you all can come for me in the comments. That's fine. You all can come for me or you can agree with me. I hope some do agree. I hope some disagree. I love having debates. I love having arguments. Maybe I'll make an update video and watch it again. Maybe I missed something or maybe I was distracted and didn't see like the struggle that was there. But anyway, that's the anime. It's very good anime. Very, very good. Heavily watch it. I'm mainly going to talk about the fights in season 3 updates. Baru fight is the last fight. Baru fight is the last one. They go to, I can't remember the island's name, but they go to an island. This island has been fucking them up for years. This is the 4th raid of this island to kill these ants. And from these ants, the queen ant made an evolutionary evolved ant who does not have a name before it's killed. And this ant fucks everyone up. Everyone. It puts nuts to butts, dicks to mouth, teeth to throat. It messes everybody up. Jinwoo comes in, saves the day, beats his ass. I don't mean like a spanking from your mother. I'm talking beat his ass. He had this king insect looking for the strongest fighter, which he was the strongest before Jinwoo got there. He was looking for the king of humans because he wanted to beat the ass of that king of humans. Jinwoo came in, chuckled, took a couple hits, and threw him down like a WWE wrestler, okay? 619 Rey Mysterio his ass to the ground. Loved it. It was awesome. Loved it. And then Baru becomes a shadow of Jinwoo's because of necromancing. And then Baru takes out all the other ants, all the red ants. Jeju Island, that's what it's called. For Jeju Island. They take the whole thing out, raid successful, good shit. The end of solo leveling becomes Jinwoo in traffic. A gate opens. It's a B class gate, I believe, or C rank. I think it's B rank. Jinwoo says, cool, I'll solo it. Walks in the gate. Gate turns red. Jinwoo says, wow. Time to level up. He puts on his gloves like Michael Jackson and he says, you know what? We ball. Because the man's too OP. So we need more of a struggle. We need more struggling. And I get that he's leveling up. He can only get stronger. But I know the bosses are going to get stronger too. I know there's going to be more and I know it's going to get intense. But I would like it to be more intense. Keep me at the edge of my seat the whole time. Make me think Jinwoo's gonna die 4 times before he actually, you know, succeeds and gets it done. The ending of that, it comes up to where he's on an island. All his shadows are fighting. He's fighting. He undoes the tie. I'm sure we've all seen it. And then his eye glows and it's a cutscene. Or it cuts. It stops. Great cliffhanger. Now, for season 3. Season 3 is confirmed. I believe it's confirmed. A lot of people are saying it's 2026. A lot of people are saying it's 2027. a lot of people are saying that it's not even going to happen. We're not even going to get a season 3. I personally think we do. The English voice actor Alex, the English dubbed voice actor Alex, likes to mess with his people. Now, in America, we know how to make Americans freak out over anime. We're very good at it. We are very good at keeping Americans at the edge of their seat. And the American side of this did really, really well with just everything as far as cussing and wordplay, switching up the lines a little and everything. They did great. It is such a good anime. I don't know about the subbed. I don't know if any of you watch sub or if any of you are in a different country and don't watch dub because English isn't your first language. Please let me know your thoughts, because for dubbed, I think dub's better in my opinion. I think there's more emotion. I think it drags you along better, it keeps you at your seat more. But for me, dubbed is English. I know English. I feel like knowing English, I connect to the words a lot better. Call me what you want that I watch dub. I don't care. But I am going to show you the clip right now of the cliffhanger that Alex gave us on his TikTok.
Season 3 won't be coming out for a while, but speaking of season 3, I do actually have some new information I could share with you guys right now. The release date. So, season 3 will come out in...
So as you saw from that, season 3 is coming out. He says it's not coming out for a while. So it is coming out. Like, we're getting a season 3. We just don't know when. Now, Alex, for some reason, somehow, if you're watching this, I want to give a respectful middle finger to that ending right there. Those feet are getting more money than Feet Finder, the entire Feet Finder website. Those feet are gradually getting more anime weaves and gooners off, me myself included, not outing anybody, me myself. We've seen those feet more than anything. I've seen those feet more than myself taking a shower. Okay, that's how many times I've watched this thing, and I just want to give a respectful middle finger to you. Okay, I do love you. I love the voice. I love the way that you help the anime for us, and you make sure that we are able to connect with it, and that it makes sense, and that it's entertaining and it's awesome. I love your ideas of names, because if you guys don't know, Alex puts in a lot of these names, like Tusk and all that. He puts names in there sometimes, from what I've heard. Again, I haven't watched or read the manga, but he puts names in there and puts lines in there, and he adds scenes that he wants from the manga, and he adds stuff like cuss words and everything for us, for the dub, and I love it. Alex, thank you. Again, respectfully, middle finger. But this is from the director. This is from a website talking about director. Soul Leveling 2 has just ended, with the last episode, episode 13, having finally aired last Saturday. Soul Leveling Season 2 ends on a rather calmer note, as the events of Jeju Island, Jeju Island wrapped up. Despite that, fans want Soul Leveling Season 3. However, there might be an issue with the upcoming season. Indeed, Solo Leveling Season 3 was already greenlit, again, confirmed, before the second season even ended, but it faces a huge problem that might cause it to be delayed. Season 1 and Season 2 had almost exactly 1 year in between, but the wait could be longer between Solo Leveling Season 2 and Solo Leveling Season 3, and this all comes down to the problem of the main director of the anime. I'm not going to butcher his name. I'm not going to butcher his name. I'm not even going to try to say his name. I use Google Translate to tell me how to say his name, and I feel like I'm saying a bad word, so I'm not even going to try it. The director, he's the man who directed both Season 1 and Season 2 of Soul Leveling and delivered the work flawlessly, which, by the way, flawless anime. What I said about the fights, I don't want that to deter you at all. It's like 1 or 2. It's still a flawless anime. It's still such a good anime. You need to go watch it if you haven't. The director is quite a busy man at the moment. Currently, he is busy directing another anime, so he is unable to put his efforts into Solo Leveling. This will cause the third season to be pushed back most likely. Now, again, phenomenal anime. My thoughts on that is I don't understand why you wouldn't keep continuing to work on this anime and put another year in between it. There could be a lot of issues. It could be the designs, the actors, the voices, getting people on set. Maybe you gotta throw in some ideas. Maybe it's hard to illustrate it all in a year. I get that. I understand that. It happens. It's confirmed. We're getting it. That's really all that matters. That's a lot more than what other cliffhangers give you for other episodes. Definitely amazing. But for season 3, it is confirmed. I want to share all this information. I want to let you guys know. I wanted to give you guys updated. Kind of give my opinions on the anime and the fight scenes mainly, because I think the fights should be more intense. I do. I want your guys' opinion on that. If you guys think the fights should also be more intense. But that's going to wrap it up. I kind of just want to give you guys an update, kind of let you know that I liked it. I very much am an anime weeb to a point. I like shonen animes where the underdog becomes top dog. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. If you want to see me in an anime outfit, hold on, don't leave yet. If you want to see me in an anime outfit, make sure to click the link down below for our sponsor and play Masters down below. You have 30 days as of today to play Masters and get 500 trophies. You need to download it, either log in with your Twitch account or anonymous, and then get up to 500 trophies after you do everything done. It's something cool we're doing over my Twitch. If you haven't, go follow me on Twitch. Get your nipples hard, get your taint to stop itching, and have some fun over at Daffy Stuff on Twitch. If we get at least 20 or so people to get 500 trophies, I'm going to wear a maid outfit on stream and do a little 360 and stuff. It'd be a lot of fun. But besides that, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. I don't make money off this. I'd love to make this a full thing. If you guys got any tips or tricks or any video ideas you guys want me to do, make sure to leave them down in the comments. I'd love to make videos on stuff, give my opinion, kind of just rant and talk and chit chat with you, maybe give you some background noise so you guys have something in the background to listen to. Besides that, you guys have a good one. Take it easy.